Okay, so this is a video showing how to merge a branch. So here's a package that we're working on with a collaborator who has kindly added some documentation on a branch that he created called documentation. So I'm going to switch to that branch. I'm going to take a quick look to see what the documentation is saying. And yeah, indeed, he's just filling in the text a little bit here. Looks good. Yep, so basically adding a little bit more context, some warning clauses. All in all, great work. Wonderful. So what I'm going to do is I am going to switch to the documentation branch, and I'm going to say new pull request. And so this automatically is trying to merge the documentation to the master, right? And if there were any conflicts, meaning if anything that I had pushed to master wouldn't quite work out, then it would basically say unable to merge automatically, and I would have to download that and make sense of it. I don't know why this happened, but we don't have to have that there. So then, yeah, so basically, all you have to do is create the pull request. And then once it's created, then it will check if there is a Travis CI run. What would happen is, this would get tested against any check on master to make sure that there are no problems, but we do not have that set up yet. So that'll have to be another video. But yeah, so then it's looking perfect. So I go ahead and accept all of this. I'm going to go ahead and confirm the merge. And after the merge has been completed, the branch documentation is no longer required because everything is combined into the master. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this branch. And let me show you what it looks like. I'm going to use a UI, so I'm going to pause this video for a second and be right back. Okay, so the normal program that I use isn't working, but that's fine. I'm going to use the Git GUI in the location, the folder where I have cloned that specific repo. And then I'm going to go to repository view, all branch history. So what you're going to see here is that I haven't pulled yet, but here you can see that the remote origin was branching out, but I have just deleted that branch, right? I think I deleted it. Yeah, I deleted it. So as soon as I pull, which I may have to do from the I may have to do it from the command line. Let's see here. I don't want to fetch. I actually want to pull. So fetch just grabs the list, but I want to pull. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to go to the git bash, and I'm just going to hit pull. And the default is it will grab the master. You can specify the specific repo that you want, but this works. So now I'm going to close this and see what happens with a new one. If I come back and now I view the GUI, I'm hoping that you will still see the history. Exactly. So even though I have deleted it, you can still see that at a certain point in time. Actually, that's weird. It does make it look like there is still one on the remote. I'm just going to triple check here. It says that I deleted it. Interesting. And there is only master. Okay. So this is how it looks in this specific UI. It's just going to show that at a certain point in time there was a remote that had a documentation, and then I pulled it into master. So that's always going to be there. And yeah, so now that I've pulled that into here, automatically, as soon as I come inside here, voila, all this stuff is nicely created. So as soon as I oxygen, nice, it's going to actually create the documentation using all of this oxygen subtext that we've created. And the beautiful thing about this is that when I go into build and I say install and restart, then all of this documentation will get built into the proper manuals and what have you, so that as soon as now this library will load, now I can do something wonderful, like for example, the emo data frame maker, use the familiar help command, and ta-da, the documentation is provided as if per magic.